Greetings, friends, in the lesson on modifying orders. In this lesson, we will take a closer look at the function for modifying orders. We have already in principle repeatedly encountered it in other lessons, but now we will consider in more detail. And so, in principle, everything is quite simple. To modify any order, the change current orders block is selected. You can use this block for any open orders after you have opened an order. If you want to change, for example, parameters, pyramiding, averaging, trailing stop, size of stop loss, take profit, all this can be changed at the moment without resorting to changing the order using the terminal itself. And so, let's also run it on visualization and see how it works. And so, for example, we open an order. Let's open like this with these parameters. And we want for this order, for example, to set a stop loss to 150 points. We already see that this order has magic number 777. How do we understand this? For example, we open an order with the parameters of 400 points of stop loss on sell. And when switching between orders, we see that this order is open for us with the parameters of 500, but we want to change it to 300 points. We simply change through the change button. We have already changed the stop loss for this order, and when we return this order, we have 400 points here. We switched stop loss at these 300 points, we modified it. Also, our panel has shown us that with these parameters which opened order, it highlights it. Firstly, it highlights it here on the chart, and secondly on the panel, so that we don't get confused about what we saw from which parameters were opened and on which side of the panel. For example, if we open a sell order from here, for example, with 200 points of stop loss, then when switching between orders, we see that on this side we have an order with some parameters. If, for example, we want to set averaging for this order and apply it, then we accordingly select averaging and click change. For example, we want to set a step between orders of 300 points for this order. Then we just set, and when switching, look, already here we see that we have a step of 300 points with a given averaging for this order. But for this order, we have only set the pyramidation, as well as for this one. For example, we want for a specific third order, for example, to set only a trailing stop and transfer to break-even, then you also change and accordingly see that the parameter has already changed for this order. It is so convenient. You can modify any order. This is add a trailing stop for it, add a break-even for it, averaging, change the break-even level, or some other parameters. This is all done on the panel, while you can also close, for example, an unprofitable order if it is an unprofitable, or for example, we have closed the profitable order for now. All this is taken into on the panel. And accordingly, you cannot even look for this order. and the description of orders. That is, as we always enter the terminal section, there we see that we have such and such an order, and only after that we have changed it. But here you don't need to do it. Here, everything will be visually clear on the chart. Each order will be highlighted and it will be shown with what parameters it was opened before. You don't need to write it down or mark it somewhere in your memory. Panel will already do the memory for you. This is how you can modify orders.
Давайте здесь затронем также. Я сейчас посмотрю, если получается. Как видите, эти функции.
As you can see, this function also helps us to better trade.
Лучше вести торговлю.
Although we didn't seem to bother too much when opening orders, nevertheless the result is certainly better than manual trading without this panel. Now I also want to see if we have any moments in the input parameters on changing orders. If not, then we will probably end the lesson with this. And so we examined the main points of modifying orders. Open the panel in your terminal, practice in your terminal, modify open orders on your own, set other values. For example, if you open have already without break-even, set break-even, add the trailing stop, and vice versa. Remove this function if you have already placed an order with them. Switch between them and try all this function related to the change current orders block. I hope this material was useful to you. See you in the next lesson.